Hey, 7th grade. Today we're going to take a look at lesson 5 in chapter 11, which is on angles and polygons. Today is the 26th. It is Lincoln's birthday. Some of you were very creative and sent birthday wishes for Lainey. And if you wanted to do the same for Lincoln, I totally encourage it. All right, let's get started. No pressure though. All right, if your book is open to page 440, there is a couple of charts on there that we will be putting in our notes. I started. One of them is polygons. It has the names of the different polygons and the sides of the different polygons. We need to know this today, so it's helpful to write it. We're going to be using it over and over because of the formula that we'll be using to find the angle sum. Okay? Go ahead and pause it and write this down. Come back when you're ready. If we were going to use an example how to incorporate both of these, let's say example 1, we'll just take the same that they have. It says, what's the sum of the measures of an interior angle of the nonagon? Okay, so what is sum of, not perfect English here, right? We're doing math. Angle measures of a nonagon. So we're going to use this formula. So if we're supposed to use n minus 2 and then multiply that number by 180, we're going to substitute in 9. 9 minus 2 times 180. 9 minus 2 is 7. When we do that math, we get 1,260 degrees. That's the sum of all the angles in a polygon with 9 sides. We know that a triangle has 180. You know that because I told you that. However, if you wanted to use the formula, if you forgot, you would say 3 minus 2, there's 3 sides in a triangle, minus 2 times 180. 3 minus 2 is 1 times 180, so that means there's 180 degrees if we added A plus B plus C. Well, why would we need to know that? Good question. Today you're going to be solving when they show you different polygons with one missing measure. So you're going to have to use what you do know to solve and the formula. So there'll be 2-step problems. Here's an example like that. Okay, make sure I'm on there. Okay. This is if I count it, this is example 2. Mine's not exactly the same as the one in the book. My shape doesn't look the same, but the numbers are all the same, okay? So if I count the amount of sides I have, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There are 5 sides. So that means for my n minus 2 times 180, I'm going to use 5 minus 2 times 180, which is 3 times 180. And when I do that math, 3 times 18, 54. So I get 540 degrees for the sum of 5 sides. So this plus this plus this plus this plus this has to equal 540. But now see here, this one's missing. So the question for example 2 says, what is the measure of angle X? So if we know this, that means we can piece it all together, right? So 75 degrees for the first one, plus 130, plus 135, plus X, plus, what is this? I hope you said 90. 90 is supposed to equal 540. Put all the degrees on there. So now I do that math. Okay, so if I add all the degrees I know, that leaves me with 430 degrees plus X is equal to 540. I'm going to subtract to get the variable alone, do the opposite of what I see on both sides, and I'm left with X is equal to 110 degrees. This is how you're going to be using it today, okay? Take a look at the quick check number 2. It says a hexagon with 5 angles, and then it gives you 4 of the measures, and it asks you to find the last one, the missing one, okay? Go ahead and solve that on your own. Pause it if you need to. The correct answer for the quick check 2 is 151, okay? 151. Remember that you need to, it's 2 parts. First, you have to find the total number of angles so that you can use the formula, right? And find for the sum. And then the second part is to use that sum and subtract what they gave you to find the missing piece. The last example, example 3, has a triangle. This time they're asking about, we've got 45, we've got 90, and we've got an unknown. And in this example, they actually want to talk about exterior angles. So up until now, we've only been talking about the inside. But any of these can be continued out in any direction, right? These lines could all extend. And when they do, if I said this one was X and this is Y, what do we know from last chapter about X and Y? What can you tell me about those 2 angles? They're supplementary. Yes, supplementary, 180, right? Supplementing the ground. So if we know what one of them is, we can find the others, okay? In this particular example, example 3, they're asking you to find what is the measure of angle Y. So in order to find Y, we have to find X first, and we have to use what we know. So we don't have to sub back into the formula because we know that triangles are equal to 180. And then we know that 45 is our first angle, and 90 is our second angle, and X has to equal whatever's left. If we add these 2 together, we get 135. So if I subtract 135 from both sides, I'm going to be left with X is equal to 45. This is not the answer I want, right? We're looking for the measure of angle Y. So if x from here to here is 45 degrees, what does y have to be in order to equal 180? 180 minus 45, which we happen to do the reverse math right here, is going to be 135 degrees. This is what we're doing today, okay? We're going to be using this formula and the information from this table to answer questions about what the angle sum is, how to solve for a missing, and what to do if there's an exterior angle. Okay, your homework today is on page 442. We're going to do problems 7 through 18. I'll be online in Google Hangouts around 2:15, I think, maybe 2:30. It's on the calendar, okay? So if you need help or have any questions, or you just want to check in for the week, I'll be there because I'm keeping track of who I've seen. Thanks, everybody. Bye.